money can buy a lot of things, but there are some luxury cars that aren't really built for millionaires. They're built for kings, queens, sultans, and royal families whose idea of custom-made is completely different from everyone else's. These aren't the cars you casually order from a showroom. Some are commissioned in secret, others take years to complete, and a few have features the public will never even know about. So what makes these automobiles worthy of royalty? Is it the price, the craftsmanship, or the fact that some of them were designed for people who have spent generations surrounded by unimaginable wealth? Let's step inside a world where luxury isn't measured in horsepower. It's measured in heritage. Most people think luxury reaches its peak with a fully loaded Rolls-Royce or Bentley. Royal families would probably call that the starting point. When your family has owned palaces for centuries, simply buying an expensive car isn't enough. The car has to reflect history, tradition, and status before it even leaves the workshop. That's why some of the world's most extraordinary automobiles never appear in advertisements. They were never meant for the public in the first place. Rolls-Royce Phantom. If there were an official car for royalty, the Phantom would probably be at the front of the line. There's a reason monarchs, kings, queens, and royal households across the world have trusted this name for decades. It doesn't try to scream for attention. It doesn't need to. The moment it arrives, people naturally know someone important is inside. But here's what makes a Royal Phantom different from the one you might see at a dealership. It rarely stays standard. Many are commissioned with custom paint, inspired by royal colors, hand-stitched family crests, personalized embroidery, and interiors created specifically for the people who will spend time inside them. Some even receive privacy and security features that are never publicly discussed. To most buyers, choosing a leather color feels like personalization. For a royal family, the conversation can begin with redesigning the entire cabin. That's an entirely different level of luxury. Bentley State Limousine. Now imagine calling Bentley and asking them to build a car that doesn't exist. Not a special edition. A completely unique limousine designed specifically for state occasions. That's exactly what happened. The Bentley State Limousine wasn't built for ordinary customers. It was created exclusively for royal duties, with every detail carefully considered. From easier entry and exit during public appearances to elevated seating that made it easier for crowds to see the passengers. Even the dimensions were tailored to suit ceremonial events rather than everyday driving. It's fascinating, because almost everything about the car serves a purpose. Nothing feels random. Nothing feels added just for style. Every detail exists because somebody in the royal household actually needed it. That's a very different philosophy from traditional luxury cars. It's luxury designed around responsibility instead of convenience. Mercedes-Maybach S-Class. Here's something people often misunderstand. Not every royal family wants the loudest or most expensive car in the garage. Sometimes the smartest choice is the one that combines extraordinary comfort with complete discretion. That's exactly where the Maybach S-Class fits in. From the outside, many people simply see an elegant luxury sedan. Look closer though, and it becomes obvious why so many royal households and heads of state appreciate it. The rear cabin feels more like a private lounge than the back seat of a car. Everything is designed to make long journeys effortless. Silence replaces engine noise, comfort replaces distraction, and privacy becomes just as important as luxury itself. That's something many people overlook. For royal families, arriving comfortably often matters more than arriving dramatically. Because when your life is constantly in the public eye, a peaceful journey becomes one of the greatest luxuries of all. And as you'll see, the next vehicles take exclusivity even further, where heritage, craftsmanship, and royal tradition come together in ways that make even these remarkable automobiles look almost ordinary. But even those cars aren't the end of the story. Some royal families don't just buy luxury cars. They commission vehicles that reflect decades, sometimes centuries, of tradition. And that's where things become truly fascinating. Range Rover SV. If there's one luxury SUV that's become a favorite among royal households, it's the Range Rover SV. At first, that might seem surprising. After all, with unlimited budgets, why not drive something far more exotic? Because royal life isn't lived entirely on red carpets. There are country estates, private retreats, hunting grounds, and official engagements that don't always happen in the middle of a city. The Range Rover SV handles all of it without sacrificing comfort. Step inside, and it feels less like an SUV and more like a private lounge. Every surface is finished to an extraordinary standard, and owners can personalize almost every detail to match their own preferences. It has the kind of quiet confidence that doesn't need to prove anything. And maybe that's exactly why so many royal families appreciate it. Sometimes true luxury is being able to go anywhere without drawing unnecessary attention. Lexus LS. Now, here's a choice that surprises a lot of people. The Lexus LS doesn't usually dominate headlines the way European luxury cars do. Yet several royal households have appreciated it for one simple reason. It delivers exceptional comfort without demanding attention. That's a rare combination. The cabin is designed to feel calm rather than dramatic. Everything works exactly as you'd expect. No unnecessary theatrics, no loud styling. just craftsmanship focused on making every journey relaxing. For people whose schedules are filled with ceremonies, official meetings, and constant travel, that kind of dependability becomes incredibly valuable. Luxury isn't always about standing out. Sometimes it's about knowing everything will work perfectly every single day. Cadillac State Car. Not every vehicle associated with royalty was created for private ownership alone. Some are built specifically for national ceremonies and official occasions. The Cadillac State Car is a perfect example. These aren't ordinary luxury sedans with a few extra features. They're carefully engineered vehicles designed for moments watched by millions of people. Every detail is considered. Comfort, presence, security, division. The goal isn't simply to transport an important passenger, it's to represent an entire nation with dignity. That's why these cars often become symbols themselves. Years later, people may not remember every event, but they remember the vehicle that carried history through the streets. Aurus Senat. Then there's the Aurus Senat. Unlike brands that have spent a century building their reputation, Aurus entered the luxury world with a very different mission. It was created to serve the highest levels of state leadership while showcasing craftsmanship and engineering on an international stage. The result is a limousine that feels imposing without looking excessive. The cabin is built around comfort, privacy, and long-distance travel, while every exterior detail projects authority rather than flashiness. It's another reminder that royal and state luxury follows different rules. The goal isn't to impress strangers. The goal is to create a vehicle worthy of representing tradition, prestige, and responsibility. After looking at all these remarkable automobiles, one thing becomes clear. Royal families don't choose cars the same way the rest of us do. Most people ask, how fast is it? How expensive is it? How many horsepower does it have? Royal households tend to ask completely different questions. Will this represent our family with dignity? Can it be customized to reflect our history? Will it still feel timeless 20 years from now? That's why so many of these vehicles become icons. They're not chasing trends, they're built to outlive them. And maybe that's the biggest difference between ordinary luxury and royal luxury. One is designed to impress people today. The other is designed to become part of history. That's a much harder standard to meet, and it's exactly why these extraordinary automobiles continue to symbolize prestige long after newer and faster cars have come and gone. If you enjoyed stepping inside the world of royal automobiles, make sure you subscribe. We're exploring the rarest luxury cars, hidden coach-built masterpieces, and incredible stories behind the world's most exclusive vehicles. And trust me, the next journey is just as fascinating.